Welcome to the channel. People have been screaming, Ozzstar, we want more C4 Corvette repair videos. Well, I got one here for you today. It's a quick and easy one. The battery in this 93 behind me is toast, and I'm going to show you guys how to swap it out. It's not too complicated, but there is one or two important steps that you need to know, and I'm going to share that with you right now. So let's go over here and take a closer look at what we got. This battery's dead. We'll hook up the tester in just a second. I'll prove to you how bad it is. But anyway, this battery is a side terminal post, it's called here, where you've got your negative and your positive buried back there. But this battery cannot come out this way up because their ECM, your computer here, is in the way. And then you have this diaphragm, which is vacuum operated for the cruise control. So that's all right here. You don't want to have to take all that off. What you do is you take off this panel right here. And there's just a couple of small bolts. I'm going to show you where. You got one hidden underneath. And what will happen is a lot of guys will just see this one, take it out, and then yank on this piece and break the tab or clip on the bottom. That's not a good thing. So let me grab some tools and we'll get set up and I'll show you how to change that out. So I want to demonstrate to you guys how bad this battery is. I just filmed a video on a Wagon Tech jump pack, an Ion Boost 10. So this might have a little charge. It was like 10 something volts when I started with that. But this is the Topton Arty battery 101. I did a review on this little tester. I've had it for years and it's worked great. Right now it's saying 11.56, which is not good. You should have like a 12.4 volt, 12.6, 12.3 even. Let's hit OK, and it does the test. It'll run it through. This is before charge. Regular flooded battery is what it is. And the CCA is your cold cranking amps, which is right on the top of the battery, and it's a 700 amp. You hit OK, and now it's doing its test. Hopefully you'll be able to see that in the screen, but if not, I'll read it to you. State of health is 0% on this battery. Let me zoom in and get the glare off there. There we go. State of health 0. State of charge 0. This battery has no charge. So if we go turn the key right now, nothing's going to happen. It won't crank over. And it says to replace. Okay. So your voltage isn't always what you're looking for. Amperage is very important when you're starting your car. So let's disconnect this. I'm going to show you guys how to get the battery out now. Let me show you what you'll do to remove the side panel. Pretty simple. You've got the 10mm bolt right here to take out. Okay, up there's that one. Then what I do is I turn the front wheels to the left, and that gives me access back here to the 3 Torx screws you're going to have to remove. These are T27s, and that's a star-shaped bit. So you'll need one of those. You'll need your 10mm wrench. That's going to be for this bottom bolt right down here. I'll show you in a second. And then you'll need an 8mm. I use one of these ratcheting wrenches right here to actually remove the terminals. So we'll do that after we get the cover off. So let's start here by taking these 3 bolts out. And it's, if you don't have a power tool like this Impact, which I'm using here for the first time, which is nice. This is the DCF 890. This 3/8 Impact, I should say. You can use a ratchet. So just take those 3 out. And what I do is up top here, let me swap this out. You're going to need a 10mm socket. Let's take this off. Okay. And what I do here is I just loosen this one. I don't take it all the way out because when we get the bottom bolt loose, I don't want this to fall. Okay, I don't want anything getting damaged or scratched. So let's get underneath now, and I'll show you where that hidden bolt is. And this one down here, all you need to do is loosen it. You do not need to remove it, because if you did, it'd probably be a real bear to get back in. But right here, where my finger's pointing, let me get a light there for you. There it is. Right there. There's a bolt. It's hidden. A lot of guys will forget about it and they'll actually break that tab. So what you do is you take your 10mm open end wrench. That's what I do. I get in here and I loosen this just so it's loose, not like take it out loose. That's pretty loose right there actually, okay? And it just slips. There's a clip, I'll show it to you, that slips right through that. So let's come back up top. Remember, I'm doing this all one-handed, so You'll have to excuse my crazy camera work here. Take this bolt out. I'm going to hold this with my other finger against here so this does not fall. Because then you'll hear me saying bad words on camera. And YouTube doesn't like that. So here we go. Now I'm just going to wiggle this gently. And there's that bottom piece, okay? So you see how it slips over? Right there. Here's our top tab. And this is where your 3 bolts go in right here on the side, your Torx. So set this off to the side safely. And now we have really good access to our battery. So grab your 8mm ratcheting wrench. Always take off your negative first, okay? So the negative terminal is the first to come off for safety, the ground, and then your positive is the next to come off. Now when you go to put your new one in, oops, which is just going to be the opposite of the removal here. I don't think you guys need to see that. What you'll want to keep in mind, and now this is kind of tight back here, just so you know what to expect. It might not look tight on camera, but trust me, it is. When you go to hook your new battery up, you always hook your ground up last. So that's that. So that terminal's off now. This has an accessory wire for the amp. That's all this is. You might not have that on yours. And we'll make sure that gets hooked back up again. And now you come back here. One more. Let me get the light. You see that bolt back there? I think it's a 12. Oops, that's overexposed. Too much light right there. I'll get in there with an extension and loosen that clamp. That's clamped this battery down at the bottom. We'll get that loose and then we'll be able to yank this sucker out. Let me get you on the tripod. All right, let's get that bolt out back. Now, you can get a wrench on there, or you don't have to have, like I got this nice swivel socket. By the way, I think I said this was a 12. I lied, it's a 13. So anyway, yell at me in the comment section. I got an extension on that. Got my impact right here. Like I say, you could just use your ratchet. Just loosen this up. Okay, takes a little bit, what, 2 seconds, and then reach in there. So that's why your side cover's off, because this will help you get access to this. You can't get your battery out before doing the side cover deal. And that's just this little block, okay? And that just fits down in the bottom. I'll show you that in a second. Terminals are off, so we should be able to yank her out. And that's it. And this battery here is a 75N, is the model size battery. Now when you get your new battery, this foam piece is a factory piece. You may not have this if your car isn't, you don't have an original battery. What I do is I take this off gently. It's an insulator because there's a lot of heat. These cars put off tons of heat out here, and this just helps the battery somewhat. It's just a foam pad. I'll put that on the replacement, and I take if it has a handle, some of them have straps, I'll remove that. We don't need it. And this is what it looks like back in here. And you're all set. I'm back from the battery shop, and I've got the new Deca battery here. It's built this month here, February 21, and this is 675 MF. But what I want to do is, before I install the battery, is I take some dielectric grease. Use whatever flavor you want. I'll link some of this down below, but I put a little bit on here, and what this does, just a thin coating or film of dielectric grease can prevent a lot of corrosion. So it's pretty easy. You just put it on there basically like toothpaste. That's it, just a little bit. You don't have to get too crazy. You can put some on these posts. Oop, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Zoom in here. Anyway, put some on the posts, these 8mm terminal posts. Can't hurt. If there is corrosion on these will actually pop out. This bolt, basically what it is a bolt. They can pop out and you can replace those. You can get them pretty inexpensively. So that's it for that. I'm going to take this little hanger off here. We don't need that. If you want to keep yours on, you can. I just do it to make it look cooler. That's it. And then we'll throw this bad boy up in here. And before I put this block in, the mounting block down back here, what I'm going to do is, let me move this. what I'll do is I'll hook the terminals up first, because I can push this back a little bit and just give me a little bit of more wiggle room in here. Remember to start with your positive side first. Get that on there tight, then get your negative and put your bolts all back. Don't forget any of those, and you should be set to go. So let me do that, and then we'll see if this bad boy will start. Well, just pulled it back out because I forgot my insulator. Yeah, nothing like doing the same job twice. Nice. Well, I'll show it all to you here, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, let me put my battery condom on here. There we go. Now we're set. Now I'll throw it back in there and I'll fire the camera up. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this positive terminal back here, man, there is not much room. So these ratcheting wrenches really come in handy. This 10 millimeters is the bomb right there. Without it, oh boy, it's gonna take you a while. So just get that good and snug. Remember, don't get too crazy, because it's just a lead terminal you're screwing into here, bolting into. And I'll hook this side up, and that computer will become alive again, hopefully. There we go. There you go. Sounds like the headlight motor. Yeah, that's weird. The driver's side headlight motor just started turning or running. So it's alive again. Okay, that's good and snug. Now I will get this mounting block in. I can't film it. There's no way I could show you guys, but it's like a triangle shape, and the wider side here goes towards the battery this way. And there's a little lip on it. Can you see that right here? And that just sits on the edge, the bottom edge of the battery, and basically pinches it in place. You don't have to get crazy on this, you just want to snug. 2 ugga-duggas. That's good. That ain't going anywhere. Okay, and now we're set to put our cover back on. So the battery's in. That's what it should look like. Nice and snug as a bug in a rug. And anyhow, down here I want to show you, this is that lower bolt. So you're going to slip this bracket, or this little piece right here, above that washer. That's right there. Okay, and then here's where your other bolt goes. And then of course you have your 3 Torx bolts that go here, the T27s. Get those snugged up. Now keep in mind, don't go cranking down too hard on those. Don't go ballistic. You don't want to crack this fiberglass or plastic or whatever it's made out of, that's for sure. Here's a little tip and trick. So once you get all your bolts started, okay, everything's in place, this is all loose. And the reason I leave it loose is because it's adjustable. So if you look here, the body panel, this is sticking out past here. It should actually, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Let me split this around, I can see it better. So you see how this is sticking out here from the door? Well, you can bring this in like that, and that gives a much more clean look. And you can do the same thing down at the bottom with that bolt that's down there. You want to bring this body panel even. So I'll probably start right here at the top, and then I'll get the bottom, and then I'll take care of these 3 bolts over here. Get everything nice and plumb. All right, so after everything's bolted down, I like to just make sure everything's flush and it looks good. And now's the big reveal. So let's go inside, see if it starts on its own. The dome light's on, that's a good sign. Put the key in, and we'll crank her over. Beautiful. So it's a fairly simple install. The 2 trickiest parts basically is lining up that panel, getting that nice and flush, and getting the positive terminal started, because it's back there. It's only about that much gap. You know, it's a little tricky. The ratcheting wrench is your key to getting it done, and you can take it from there. Now just take your time, align the panel, you know, shut the hood, check everything, make sure you're good and nothing falls off when you're going down the road. So thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I appreciate it. If you want to check me out on Instagram, it's Ozzstar with the number 1. Facebook is Ozzstar. Leave a comment, a question, a like, all that down below. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.